Hey everyone, it's Anne again for the weekly Oracle energy reading for Soulmates, Divine Partners, and Twin Flames. Okay, it's been a crazy month again. I know it's been very difficult for many of you because we're coming now to changes now that we are in March. March is going to be a time where there's going to be some energy shifts. I mean, we've been preparing for this from the beginning of the year. So many of you are experiencing a lot of those energy shifts, and sometimes they're not exactly the way we want them to be at the very beginning, but try to hold off on any impulsive decisions right now you have, because there's other things that is going to start manifesting. Okay, so I'm doing a reading specifically on what we need to expect with the energy shifts and what's going to come to us in this month of March and the coming months. Now, if you're just landing on this this reading video and it doesn't pertain to any of the dates, no worries, because this reading is actually a message for you. Try to take what you see in this reading and use it for your highest good. I mean, these are messages sent from the divine. They're not from me. I use a lot of my gifts throughout all of my readings to help you all, but mainly the messages come from a divine source from above, and you have to use them in order for you to benefit for them in your love relationship or your divine partner, or if you're searching for that specific person. Now, like I said, these readings are not exactly for one specific person. It is a generalized reading focusing on the love aspect of everyone's life. If you have someone, or if you're apart from someone, or if you're looking for someone, this is a reading that you have to pay attention to, because a lot of the messages sometimes don't always resonate with us, and that's okay, because when they do, it's a message for us, and sometimes, and if it doesn't, it's not something to worry about. It's more of like, okay, maybe this will benefit for someone else, or maybe I should come back to it another time, or whatever the case is. Try to pay attention to the messages that do come through. Okay, now the cards that I've used, again, I used them before, the Angel, well, Crystal Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Very beautiful deck. It's a newer deck of mine, and I really love working with them because I do love crystals. Okay, so I've meditated, I've shuffled the cards, and these are the cards that came up. And let's go to the first one. Okay, Garnet. Very beautiful card, as you can see. This angel, as you can see, she's glowing from within, and I really try to get my best lighting in this room. Now, sometimes I have a ring light. Sometimes there's like you see a ring, so I'm trying my best to work with the lighting. So there we go. It's clear. Okay, so it says on this card, it's purification, detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life, because that's actually what we're doing through the beginning of this year, from the beginning of this year. It's a new beginning. It's a new shift. It's a new energy that we are coming down to. And as you can see in this card, there is so many beautiful specks and light and just beautiful energy just coming from within. Now, she's releasing, or he is releasing, all of those negatives or those things that just did not serve a purpose. It's time to just let it all go. Sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes we're actually looking at our life in a negative source or a negative way. And you have to remember that there is a lot of negativity around. There is a lot of negativity that we absorb and we take with us. It's not something that we want to hold on to, and sometimes we end up holding on to it a little bit longer than we would like. It's time to just like rise up. The Divine Masculine is telling us here that the Divine Masculine needs to start moving, because the Divine Masculine is actually scared of the shift. And that goes for everyone. Actually, the Divine Masculine wants to let go, but there's a fear and a ego that's causing him to running away and not allowing the healing, not allowing the purification, not allowing the energy shifts to manifest to a higher level. Now, I know it's hard right now because there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot of changes preparing for, and sometimes they just don't come through the way we want. So this card is telling you, you don't have to keep looking at the way things are on the surface, because what's on the surface is not going to stick. It's not going to stay. It's time to look at the way this angel is in this card. This angel is allowing the beauty to manifest, and all those little sparkles and all those little lights that are coming through is actually coming from something from within. And this is the way your life is. Your life right now is you're trying to get over something or get away from something, and that's the negative. Maybe you're caught up in a relationship where this relationship just doesn't seem like he or she wants to take it to the next level, and you feel completely stuck. You feel like, am I ever going to have a commitment in my life? And the answer is you make that commitment, because you need to make it on yourself. Actually, these are all indications that it's time to work on yourself, because have you really made a commitment to yourself to be yourself, to love yourself, to be everything that you want to be? Or are you codependent on that person, that person is actually going to be giving you everything that you need? Now, I feel like this is a direct message coming through, and the direct message is stop running from what is deep inside that is scaring you. You have a fear-based energy. You have something that is causing you to be afraid of and be frightened of moving forward. Now, maybe that relationship isn't going the way you want. Maybe it's time to rethink this relationship, or maybe you need to be patient with this relationship because maybe she doesn't understand you or he doesn't understand you because you don't understand yourself. See, remember, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because this relationship is not in the way you would like it to be, and it just seems like it's going around in circles, same pattern over and over, doesn't mean it's time to throw in the towel, or it doesn't mean that you have to continue to be this way with this person because this person is not giving to you and you have to stay with this person. So these are times that you have to just really think about what you want in your life. Now, if you're connected to this person and this person is deep inside your soul center and you cannot let go of this person, well, that's a spiritual connection. That's a soulmate. Soulmates come and go in our lives. We have more than one. Sometimes they're stronger than others. Sometimes they're not. Maybe they're just something to give you something. And you can check this all out on my YouTube channel. I have and Facebook channel. I have many other videos, and also on my blogs. I have it all in the description area so you can understand that you don't have to be like glued to one specific type of energy. Maybe there is something that is coming through from you that you need to let go, and it's time for that purification and detoxify any negativity. Now, I may be tapping into something, or I may not be. You need to really pay attention and really understand what it is that you need to know in order to get through this difficult situation, okay? Because maybe I don't know your situation and I don't know exactly what you're going through, but this is a time for you to just release negativity out of your life, okay? And you have to rethink it, you have to really examine it, and it's up to you to make that decision. Otherwise, you're always going to feel that you're not getting everything that you want in your life, okay? So let's go to the next card. Okay, Topaz. Oh, I love the rainbows. I just love rainbows. Let me see if I can clear that up. Okay, as you can see, this card says, forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. And let's look at this card, how beautiful it is. There's messages coming through. I can feel them because of the divine light with all these crystals. And the topaz is a very energetic stone. As you can see, it's very beautiful with lots of energetic love coming through as forgiveness, as it's a card that is telling you it's time to let go. And the base of this reading seems like divine masculine is letting go. The divine masculine is letting go of that issue, something that they've been holding on to, that anger energy that they've been keeping in deep inside. It's something that you're doing as well because you know that this is not the way it's supposed to be. You are not supposed to feel angry all the time. Holding on to this angry energy that you've been with for so long that it became second nature. It's kind of like the anger, the chip on your shoulder, or not the chip on your shoulder, but the feeling of, why am I going through all of this and nobody gets me, nobody understands me? Why can't I find the love that I'm looking for? Why can't he understand me so he can come back to me because we belong together? And why is he not seeing me for who I am? Why is she always doing this to me? Why is she running from me again? This is the thing. You need to forgive yourself for all those things that you say because you didn't do anything wrong. It's time to just release all that anger-based energy because it's causing the ego to say these things. It's causing the ego to strike back. I mean, ego is a part of us. We all have ego inside of us. And like I said, I don't know what you're going through, but I know that this is something that you need to forgive yourself for. I know it's difficult. I know that the Divine Masculine is telling you that he's never understanding you, but he does understand you because the Divine Feminine is trying to balance everything, trying to keep things afloat. But Divine Feminine is also tired. Divine Feminine says it's time for her to start moving forward and looking for answers because she can't find them. The thing is that everybody right now is going through energy shifts, and I could be describing your situation to a T, or I may not be. But whatever it is, there is something that is trying to come through, and maybe you're not getting it, maybe you don't understand it, maybe there's people trying to talk to you about these things, and you haven't even understood what the first word that they said to you because you're filled with ego. And that happens to all of us. And I always say, you know, when it happens, you need to take 3 breaths and just let it go and really try to be on the other side, what you're saying to that person or what you're hearing from that person, because it may not be exactly what is coming through. It may be an ego-based energy. It's kind of like when you're getting a text message sometimes and you think someone is yelling at you or someone is saying something very cruel or negative, but actually they're just speaking their mind, but it's nothing to do with negativity. This is the same way ego is. It's a filter, and it sometimes doesn't absorb things the way it should. That's why I say with all the readings that you get, never let the energies get to the point where you're saying ego and letting the ego take over and letting ego have power, because ego is going to always be there, but ego is something to use in our benefit to help us rise up from things, not keep us from moving forward. So this is where I have to say, stop blocking the negatives that you think you're picking up or you think that is happening, because it's blocking you from your health and happiness. Your happiness is not what you think it is right now, because you are not happy, because you are holding on to something that maybe has been there for years. If it's been there for years, it's time to just release it. Release and surrender. Release and surrender, because Divine Masculine is tired as well. The Divine Masculine is just like the Feminine. They want to come together into a union and really make something work as far as their love, their energies of just being oneness. And that's where I feel that you need to be. You need to be with inside yourself, to not feel the negative so much, but not fight. Having peace in your heart. And I know that's easier said than done, because we all have problems. We all have some type of issue that we may be battling, we may be dealing with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't move forward and move beyond that. Don't look at what she said to you or what she didn't say to you or he said, but more about what you need to say in order to keep the balance, to keep the love. Because if you don't, you're going to lose it. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Okay, Moldavite. Okay, very beautiful green. I love the green. It's, you know, and it does signify the heart chakra. So it is a lot about love, and unconventionally, your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. And that's so true, because as you can see, the heart center is opening up. The heart center is something that we all need to practice more about: loving, giving, forgiving, and letting go, because that's where the love happens. It's time to stop looking at what other people have said to you from your past. So maybe it's not something you think about consciously, but you do. Actually, you are referring to it every time you do something over and over to yourself. When you are creating this protective mechanism from feeling at peace, kind of like we like to, not all of us, but we tend to go into a place where it's easier to be angry and upset and negative and hurt and sad than to be positive and happy and uplifted. It seems like it takes a lot more work, yes, because it does actually, because our bodies, our minds, our spirits is dragged down by gravity. And gravity is kind of like what the ego does to us. It's like, I'm not going to let her do this to me anymore. I'm not going to let him, I'm not going to take this from him anymore. You know, your ego just has this protective mechanism. And you say one thing, she says one thing, he says one thing. It automatically creates this animosity that, how does positivity grow when the both of you are arguing? And we all argue, we all have disagreements, we all can go into that mode where we say things that we don't mean, and we can regret it and make mistakes because we are human. But this is who you are, and it's okay. You have to remember, whatever you're doing right now in your life, you have to focus on the love aspect, because the love is going to get you higher. It's going to help you. It's going to help you grow. And every time you evolve spiritually, you go on to another awakening. It's like you're awakened something else. I apologize for the little clicking noise. It's my microphone dangling against the tripod. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you have so much to offer. And because you have so much to offer with love, you're preventing it from opening up. It's kind of like the way a flower is. When that flower doesn't blossom, that flower doesn't open, that rose, let's say, and you know what, maybe there's certain factors, maybe there was not enough water, maybe there was not enough sun, or whatever. That rose suddenly just wilts and never opened. And that's your love, because you've never shown the love that you have in your heart because you didn't allow it to. Because of the fact you did not forgive yourself, you did not let it go, you did not really look at what was truly hurting you inside, you allowed anger and negativity to bring you down. And that's something that we all do. We all tend to flow through this, that we don't see what we're doing. So don't feel negative. Don't feel like you did something wrong, because you didn't. You can always make corrections. You could always make changes. Remember, we're always moving forward. And that's what these energy shifts that are happening with inside our universe right now, what we're feeling. We're feeling it greater and deeper, and going into Mercury retrograde soon. We'll go into that later. But you're going to be feeling that shadow phase soon. And when you feel it, you know that something is preventing you, and that's basically why you're preparing not to feel shunned from the world. You want to feel uplifted. You want to feel love. You want to feel like you want to just get out there and explore, because this is a time for you to do this. We're coming into a new season, and you know, spring is a beautiful time and autumn is a beautiful time. But what you want to do is embrace those changes, because the air or the atmosphere is changing, just like in every season it changes. But here it goes on to a point where we're feeling it energetically. And you may be feeling a lot more tired. You may be feeling a lot more like weighed down physically, because it's happening to all of us as everything is changing and shifting, and we're just not used to it. And that's okay. Just learn to take it slow, one step at a time, and don't force nothing. Never force anything, okay? Just continue to embrace the love feeling that you're having in your heart. Okay, so let's go to the last card, Opal. And as you can see, she is beautiful. Beautiful angel. Bring that closer. Let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. And as you can see, her light is inside. She's shining bright. I love the colors of opal. It's one of my favorite stones. It's just gorgeous. And I love the blue. I could just stare at these cards. They're just so gorgeous. But you need to let yourself be who you are. You need to shine. You need to not stop holding back. Okay? Because I really feel like there's a lot inside of you right now that you're really resisting. You may be saying, well, no, that could be me, but I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm not releasing. What does this mean? You know, questioning it over and over in your head. Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? It may be confusing you. Don't let it get to that point. You need to focus on for one thing only. And one thing is, stop being so hard on yourself. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself, because when you stop doing this, all of these things, as I mentioned, will come through in a very beautiful and miraculous way, because the divine masculine and feminine is trying to come together. They're trying to find themselves. They're trying to be the people that they are deep inside and not feel like everything is restricted, because the more you restrict yourself, the more harder it gets, the more difficult it gets, the more you find yourself just caught up in a world where nothing is getting better, and it just seems like it gets worse and worse and worse, and before you know it, you're a nervous wreck. And that's what you don't want to do anymore. You want to stop this negative way of thinking, or this negative way of behaving, because not everyone gets what you get. Not everyone is understanding you, because you're not allowing yourself to feel what is trying to come through. You're trying to shine. You're trying to unfold what has been deep inside. And I feel like that's what's holding you back from connecting into that divine area inside of you. And I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you, because in many ways it resonated with me. And if it didn't resonate with you, take what messages come about and take what you need. Also, you can visit this video again, and maybe something will resonate, you will understand it, because sometimes we have an ego feeling or an ego-based energy that we can't absorb it, as I mentioned before. Okay, be sure to check my other videos as well. I do have videos about soulmates, twin flames, Q&A, and I explain more about this topic. Also, if you'd like to book your own personalized reading, I do offer phone chat and email readings, and the information is down in my websites in the description area below. Also, I do have other blog articles that you can check out to help you understand things. Okay, so until next time, God bless you all, and thank you for subscribing to my channel and all the support that you've given me. It means the world to me, as I always say to you all. I love you all. God bless you all. Namaste.